Well, hello, I am Darkness Jackson, and welcome back to Final Fantasy III, screw you if you say 6. We are picking back up where we left off in the story. However, we are not picking back off, right back up off where I left it off in the last one. Now, I had to dub over the last one, and I talked about a few things. But one of the things I touched on was this that you're about to see real quick. You see the levels? You see that last time I saved it, right as I was ending the last video, it was just shy of 2 hours. My time on here is now 4 hours and 44 minutes. There's a good reason for that. I explained it in the last, and I'm actually going to let this encounter go all the way through. I explained it in the last video, but a lot of these older RPGs had your new characters that came along, their level when you got them depended on the aggregate level of the characters you already have, and or the highest or lowest level you have in your party. Final Fantasy III, the original, is not one of those games. However, I always had a gripe with this game in Final Fantasy II/4 that the characters seemed to be so underleveled that you would gain later on. That it was a little bit more of a challenge than it should have been, and you would end up having to like level and grind somewhere else as soon as you got that character to get them good enough. Well, I found out like really young that if I went ahead and took the characters that I had right now, the first 4 that I got, and I just spent the time going ahead and grinding them now, for the rest of the game, it's pretty much smooth sailing, and I never really have to grind again unless I really want to, because I want to take on something optional. Even if these guys get split up, these are 4 very much main characters central to the storyline throughout the whole game. You cannot avoid these 4 characters. They will be here for the long run. So no matter whose party they're in, they're going to be lifting up the characters that might not be as good. Now we're going to get back into the story here, and again, I'm kind of bent and torn on whether I'm actually going to be narrating some of the important things. But King Edgar, this way, please. And by the way, ta-da! Yeah, it came. It's if you notice, colorful buttons, not the dark blue, light blue button scheme of the North American release of the Super Nintendo controller. When my brother got his Super Nintendo, I went and ordered the Japanese release, the Super Famicom Super Nintendo controller. No, it's the Super Famicom controller, which had the colorful buttons. So now I'm way legit, and as a last note before I actually just get into the game and keep playing, Daddy has his water with him, and Daddy's water burns. So this glass was full when I started, so if I ramble a little bit, slur my words a little bit, get over it. Anyway, I have a controller that now actually will do the shit I want it to do, as in, I won't keep running over my targets, blah blah blah, and it feels so much better. Oh, it feels so much more authentic. And save point. See what I'm talking about? That first save was just in case I wanted to go back to it. See that? 1 hour, 54 minutes. Yeah, and then I ended up with this. By the way, I put Sabin as the first character, but I like Edgar's sprite better. So, we're about to talk to Banon for the first time, but before that, let me plunder his place. By the way, the other good part of doing this early is twofold. One, money is easier to come by later in the game than earlier in the game. Earlier in the game, money is harder to come by, and you really, really, really need to be able to upgrade gear as soon as you can in this game. This is one of those games where upgrading gear is like an essential, and you would end up grinding just for money sometimes when you wanted to get something, and to get potions and tonics and I'm afraid to say that word because I'm afraid I'm pronouncing tinctures. Well, as you see, I'm low on those suckers. Those guys give 50 MP. But on tonics, I'm stocked. And potions, which you are not supposed to be stocked on this point of the game. They are supposed to be rare. I have 99 of them. Those bastards that I was grinding on actually drop potions randomly. And you can steal them with Locke from the... Not the bears. What were those things? Whatever. You can steal them in the last place. So all that grinding got me loaded up on potions that will come in a lot of handy usefulness very, very soon. I can't remember if there's anything else in this little place. And so, like I've been debating, this more serious stuff, I'm not gonna... Depending on how I know the dialogue's gonna go, I will narrate it, or I won't narrate it. But anyway, Edgar's saying, "Banon, we brought the girl with us. Is she the girl who can talk to espers?" Terra questions espers. Edgar says it seemed the Empire had complete control over her. She scoots away sadly. Banon says, "Carrier pigeons brought word that she wiped out 50 of the Empire's best soldiers in a few minutes." That's a lie! She doesn't remember it. I'm gonna stop reading it because now it's serious. Like, really, she doesn't remember anything. And he just yells, "Stay where you are," for no reason, like... And we go through the story of Pandora's box. Once people are innocent, they were told never to open it. They went and opened it anyway. And this is pretty much Pandora's box, the actual story from the Greek mythology. Yeah, a lot of evil to confront. And no pressure, you're our last ray of hope. Edgar... And look at the old man excuse to get out of this. I'm so tired, let me rest for a while. Old man, I get to speak my mind and then I get to walk off. When is that real life ever? Anyway, she took a nap, so... Someone important to me was jailed by the Empire. I've hated the Empire ever since. I joined the Returners when I realized the Empire was rotten to the core. I wanted to make a difference. But I have no significant other in my life. That's not entirely true, says Locke. Besides, I'm sure there are people who feel you're important to them. They are counting on you. Yay! Armflail says great things. Phoenix down. Okay. And do you notice that I'm gonna just harp on this one more time, and by one more time I mean I'm gonna harp on it a few more times. I don't have the sprint shoes on Terra, so I can't go all that fast. The music sets the mood. In these older games, and it doesn't even just have to be an older game. What's the air lancet? Ooh. Okay. I think what I've got on him right now is better anyway, but we'll see. Anyway. True Knight. Protect other people. Antidote. And MP thing that I don't know exactly if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Anyway. God, do I have to emphasize music and storyline. It's the same with scary games. RPGs and scary games follow a lot of the same pattern of what you need to do to make it properly. And it is actually backwards in importance between scary games and RPGs. RPGs, the storyline is everything. The storyline is everything. And right behind the storyline is the soundtrack. The only thing I can add is that you can trust my brother implicitly. He's always been fair with me. You can trust him, Terra. But don't you dare tell him I said that. Have a laugh. Anyway, do I want to sell anything? Do I want to buy anything? Is there anything I need to buy? I have enough money. I should just stock up on everything. Sprint shoes. Let's buy another pair of those in case I want it. By the way, I also programmed the start and select buttons to actually be my fast forward to speed time up and to turn it back to normal. And on my keyboard, left and right are actually my start and select. So you don't use them much in the game, so that's why I did that. But good God, having the controller in your hand just sends you right back in the correct mood. It is amazing. I don't have that much money. Let's scale that back. Tent. Let's get 3 of those guys. Echo screens. Echo Smith, the band. I've been liking their stuff lately. Echo Smith. I'm updating my music library. And there are some songs that, though I'll tell you, my jam right now is the same jam as about every other woman in this country right now, which is Adele's song Home. You know how there are just some songs that you can listen to over and over and they never get old? That's what I think Adele's song titled Home, her new EP, is kind of like. I don't think I'm ever going to get tired of hearing that song. But anyway. Daddy's babbling a little bit because Daddy's been having Daddy's water. Washing it down with Subway. Actually, it's a Sprite with like cherry Fanta mixed with it, which pretty much makes it a Shirley Temple. Hey, Edgar. And do you know how careful of story writing you have to do to realize that, you know, even look at this. He repeats the exact same thing. But this is how you do it right if they have to repeat the exact same thing. A message that means something. That when you read it again, it reminds you that what they said was important. Now, there are a lot of NPCs in towns, and that doesn't include with that. But, like, do you hear the music in the background? That means serious shit's going on. That means this isn't a time to screw around with what we think. Edgar, get out of my way. Oh, yeah, you can't get there yet. So this isn't a time to screw around with, you know, doing pointless dialogue. This is a time for character development and for a story to be furthered and to give serious dialogue, because this is serious music right here. So, it's how it's done right. This game just shows how it is done right. For all of you people out there that might be using RPG Maker, I might be one of those people eventually that does that, because I have quite a few stories written, and my brother's a writer, and it would be amazing for me to be able to take one of his stories and put it into RPG Maker and make his story a game. With all of that said, take notes. I know RPG Maker makes things look smoother now. I know RPG Maker does a lot of things better, but for the love of God, this is how it's done correctly. Take notes and then expound upon it. And I'll have something more to say. Have you made a decision? Will you become our last ray of hope? Yeah, of course I will. I'd be scared too. What is it? Gauntlet. I don't know if I want to put it. I think I'm gonna stick with what I've got on each character for right now, because I hate having you guys have to look through equipment changes while I'm playing and all that jazz. Actually, if I do equipment changes and all that jazz, I think I'm gonna actually cut it and cut back into after I'm finished with it, because you guys don't need to look at that. How do they create it? So Locke is figuring out that Narsh found out about the Esper, Magitech. There's a connection between. And we bring up the War of the Magi. Magical machines, could they have been true? Yeah, if you didn't notice, you already fought one. Let me get this microphone closer. I need to get a boom. to put so the microphone can come over a little bit easier. Oh, and one more time, comment that I should dye this, bleach it, and then dye it completely stark. Your grandma, your grandma just went to the stylist to get a perm to get her hair like white as white can be, like white. I want to turn this back white. If you guys help me out, I can convince my wife that's a good thing. If you guys are like, man, you'll get so many more subscribers if you do that, then I can go to her and be like, hey, I'm gonna get more subscribers. Please help me out on that. Anyway, if you guys can't tell, this is it's speculation. This war is a big deal. The war is what set technology back to the place it is now, and the Magitech power comes straight from the research of magic and apparently espers. But they don't know what to do about it. But Terra is the key, and Locke is protective of her. And I love the interactions. I love the little interactions, and I'm gonna finish this thought while I'm right here. I love the little interactions of Locke and the other characters actually, you know, running to people's sides and saying things, because Locke's character develops and you understand why he's so protective, and it makes sense. And the clues to his being protective of people he cares about starts with things like this. God, come on, people. I have a lot of gripes about the game too that I'm gonna end up getting out eventually, but the gripes don't even compare. This is probably the #1 game I've ever played in my life when it comes to an RPG. Shittin' fan just met. I'm dead. Blarg. Daddy might need a sip of his water that burns. Uh-oh. And this is where the split comes. Someone has to sneak into South Figaro and slow down the Empire. Terra, please wait for me, and please don't let a lecherous young king who shall remain nameless near you. I love 16-bit pixelated expressions. Oh, that's awesome. Escaping down the river. Yep, no time for dilly-dally, except for I'm about to make time for that dilly and dally. Like I just said, the story gets split up. And excuse me as I adjust my waistline. That's very unprofessional of me. But it's kicking in. And Daddy's gonna take a sip of his burning water. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. Who do I have in my party? Oh yeah, that's right, I have Banon. Yeah, that's right. I can't equip him with anything. I can't see his skills, but he has a lot of magic. Do you see Banon's level is 15? This is what I'm talking about. He's not a character that you can keep for a long time. His level would be different, I believe, if I haven't had them leveled up. But the main characters is a different story. It's confusing. He's gonna be my healing bitch. Actually, don't hop aboard the raft yet. Have to check. Just have to. And guys, I'm walking slow, and I don't care. Can't remember. Oh yeah, save point. And thank you for sticking around, guys, if you're watching this video. I do appreciate anyone who is watching helping out. I want to grow this channel. I want to do a lot of things. On the docket for tomorrow is gonna be my first let's play and talk away. I think I'm gonna end up playing Rocket League, and the subject I'm gonna cover is covers who you are. I have my degrees in psychology, and I really did that because I really care about people and I really care about how their mind works. I didn't go into sociology because sociology is how a bunch of minds coming together interact. Psychology is how one mind interprets the interactions of the whole world. So you're actually literally looking at two sides of the same coin. One single brain taking the world in, and a lot of brains congregating to cooperate together and to assess the situation in the world they're in together, collectively. But I've got that topic written down. I've got parenting of how things change, how when you become a parent, especially a gamer. I've got I want to talk about a little bit about depression. I want to talk about a little bit about abnormal psychology things. I want to talk about introverts and extroverts. So that you're going to see a lot of series of me just wanting to talk to you guys while playing video games, which is going to end up being fun to edit because I'm going to... Are you okay, dude? You know, I always thought he died. I've never actually checked that room before. And one last check around for me. Because I really do want to also take the time to do what I've always done, which is I always take the time to talk to people and to try to get a good sense of what they're feeling and what they're going through, and to help out where I can. I didn't go into psychology, or I did not continue with psychology and become a counselor like I thought I was going to become, simply because I had an epiphany, or a realization, a sudden spark that told me I can't do this yet. This can't be me yet in my life. Everyone's full. I don't need to go take a nap. So anyway, what I realized was I couldn't leave it at work. I've had more of my share of tragedies around. I have, since a young age, experienced tragedy. I've, since a young age, myself suffered from depressions. From a young age, I've seen, I've lost people. And I realized that I could not do that as a career. God forbid that one of my clients does something, I would never be able to let it go. And I actually went to counseling to talk about whether I should be a counselor, and they honestly said that, you know, you have to set those boundaries where when you come home, you just don't talk about it. You leave it at the office. You watch movies, you do whatever else, and that's not me. That's just not me. I tried to help somebody head towards Narsh, but protect Banon at all costs. Yeah, I'll protect him. Yeah, I'll protect him. Don't worry. The big deal with saying that is I realized what was happening in my life. I realized what I could and could not do. I realized what I could and could not leave behind, and what I could and could not just... Oh god, I forgot how to get through this maze. Let's go left. I think that does a circle. But I know I would blame myself forever. I blame myself to this day for the death of one of my friends. I blame myself to this day actually for more than just that. And going to a wedding last year, May 31st, 2014, I saw an accident. I pulled over. I've had extensive training from from when I was young on how to treat people who are in critical situations like that. And I promised myself that he wouldn't die, and I lost him. And there was nothing I could do. I did everything. I blamed myself for a while that I didn't bring the correct kit with me, that I didn't have it in my trunk like I always do. And if that doesn't tell me anything about what I can and cannot handle, I don't know what can. You know, I stumbled across that accident on the way to a wedding, and it took me a long time to come to terms with the fact that I went to that wedding and put on a smile and plastered it on there like it belonged, and did everything that I was supposed to, as if I hadn't just held somebody in a car and had them die on me. Oh, did I do the loop-de-loop? Oh, shit. And it's a difficult thing to have somebody just... And most people don't realize that others can't... Oh, what are you affected with? Edgar, let's talk. Oh, let's put Banon in the back row. He doesn't need to be up front. What is that, dark? I drop. I couldn't stop even counting the days from when that happened for a long time. I wake up sometimes realizing how many days it's been since then. And I did everything I could, and most people don't realize that family members that are also involved in the trauma usually can't be there. I mean, they want to be there, they regret not being there, but they simply just cannot be there. The mom was, or rather the dad, or the wife, rather, was pacing back and forth talking about the fact that there should have been a light at that intersection a long time ago, and I tried to get the wife and the daughter to come over. I tried to explain to them that he's about to go. And it wasn't them that he saw last. It was me. A stranger he had never met that was holding him because that's the only thing he could do anymore. It doesn't matter what I had. He had internal bleeding in his gut. I didn't realize that until later on, but I would have done everything I could have still. Ultros, the first time we run into this guy, douche. Don't tease the octopus, kids. Health for everyone. Like I said, he is the health bitch. Wow, that's a lot of health to give back to everyone. If that can't tell you right there that I am unfit to be a counselor, I don't know what can. But what I am not unfit to do is to talk about subjects that I've always been passionate about, and to give my perspective on the world, especially when it comes to being a parent. I'm not going to tell other parents that they're doing it wrong at all, but I'm gonna tell it how it is. For example, I'm gonna get into the topic of spanking. If you can't tell, I'm not on the side that usually people are on for that. And there's a reason. And I'm actually writing something down really quick. cutscenes. I guess we thrashed it. Don't bet on it. Oh, stop dropping stuff. It's probably just hiding from us. Something stuck onto my leg. Get over here, you lecherous man. It's alright now. Watch out. I'm gonna hit it with a blitz. No, 7. Don't distract me, brother. Jump. Tad zealous is understatement. Huh. What happened to my sprite down there? I have his head in his torso. There are things wrong with this. Take care of yourself. Apparently you just went away to where we can't get you. Like I said, the party's split up, but it does not matter who I get. Alright. Choose a scenario. He's level 23. I'm gonna tell you right now, Locke's scenario I love, so I'm gonna do that first. Locke has worked hard to stymie the efforts of the Imperial troops, but now he desperately needs to escape. Remember that man that was blocking that alley right there for quite some time? Oops. That man making sure that you could only go so far? I love that. That simple things like that. Duncan's house. Hey, what's going on? Find the room that's drafty. Thank you. I'm assuming that has everything to do with the cider, if I remember correctly. Alright, at a save point. So I'm going to cut back in just a minute after I fool around with some stuff. So, hold on. 1 minute. 1 minute. And I am back. I'm also slightly drunk. So excuse me if I seem drunk. But we got Locke set up with some new things. He's gonna be dual wielding dirks apparently. Knives apparently are something that you can hold with both hands. But I've got to creep around and figure out a way to get around that magic armor. Now, I know that this guy really likes cider. And if I remember correctly, there is a way to get that cider. And let's just see if there's anything. Oh, wait. You're that thief Locke, aren't you? Call me a treasure hunter or I'll rip your lungs out. Holy crap, I'm fighting him. Forgot about that. Yeah, I beat his ass after you steal everything from him. No, I'm gonna steal something. He can't kill me. Well, this is gonna be a long fight. I'm speeding the game if he still doesn't. Oh, there we go. Huh. See, there we go. I remember having to do that. I honestly remember having to do that. Isn't it weird what you remember over time? Like, you remember, you smell something and you remember something that you know, you haven't really thought about in the last, like, forever. There we go. That'll work. Sometimes seeing the game and whatnot, I remember things that I just seem ridiculous that I can still remember them all. Can I fight them? I'm a merchant. Where can I go now because of that? I can go get his side. Yay, I can proceed. I feel like I'm in North Korea, but once you leave North Korea and you try to join anything else, it's illegal for you to go back to North Korea. And it's kind of a sad thing. There's a lot of stories of people who went for medical care because North Korea couldn't do it, and then got, you know, their families just ripped apart. I like to make things happy. What is he equipped with then? Oh yeah, that's right, two-handed. Yep, got plenty. And I'm definitely tipsy. I might play some more of something while I'm like this, but we'll see. I should play a shoot 'em up game while I'm like this. This is where I really need a PS4 to record me just shooting people mercilessly. I'm trying to procure one right now, so. Forgot. You have to fight him if you do that. Well, fuck you, dude. I stole a tonic, something I didn't need. Yeah, speed that shit up. Slow it on down and speed it right back up. You see how those potions are coming in useful? All those potions I would not have had if I did not grind off camera. Just want to point that out real quick. You know, just a little aside. Can't wait until I can use more than one item at a time. Is this one of the games that does that? That you eventually get something that lets you use more than one thing at a time? I think it is. I'm almost positive it is. Kill it! Kill it with fire! Nigga deny! Biscuits and gravy. Alright. What's going on with the cider situation? Alright, went over here. I got over here. I know the cider is from over here. Oh, see what I was talking about? Being trickery with 2D graphics when you don't have 3D to make paths that seem impossible, very much possible and just hidden, and you have to think outside the box. This right here, because that little maneuver does not work. When you get further up in this map, there's another place right above here that seems like you should be able to do that in this river. I'm pointing to it and you guys can't see it. Where the watermill is, right in the middle of the lake, that with the buckets coming out of it. There looks like there should be a place where you can dip behind the house, and you can't. But here you can. That kind of level design has always just excited me. That might sound weird, but I mean, it just has, so. I should get more sprint shoes just in case. Goggles. More people I can have in my party are 4. Star pendant. I'm back. I am chest thrusting this camera like crazy. Oh, this controller makes me feel like legit. Almost too legit. I think I have to kill him. Yeah. I think I can steal his clothes too. Instead of having to kill him. But anyway, things I'm gonna get on with this series are definitely gonna be playing through all of this, because all of this is great storytelling. I'm hoping that I can do more and more of it. Stole his clothes too. I'm hoping I can do more and more of it during the daytime, so my attitude and my outlook and my eyes are a little bit more perky than they are at night. But, you know, whatever. Yay, get the cider. None shall pass. Oh, wait. You're with... Okay, you can go. Thank you, little 6-year-old kid that I'm gonna punt in your taint later. Secret passage? Well, there's one that leads to the rich man's house. Go downstairs and give my grandson the password. It's, I forgot. I'm very glad I made this purchase of this controller. Let me do a plug for this real quick. This controller is extremely inexpensive and is good quality. You can find other ones that have the original color scheme for PC, but they don't necessarily work with Mac, even though they should if they're just a basic input, direct input configuration. But this one has so far felt like quality. One of the reasons that I got it is because with Sabin's blitzes, those blitzes are easier with an analog stick, and that's just cheap and cheating, and I didn't want to be able to give myself that benefit. There are some blitzes that I remember just getting so flustered that I could not get down, and it took me so long to practice. So anyway, this is from the USB controller is from G-Tron. That's what I thought. G-Tron, the classic FC SNS controller, Famicom. This is $10 on Amazon. Don't think twice, just get it. Okay, drafty what? Rosebud is from what's that movie? Rosebud. And the guy grows old on his own, and the first scene is him dying, and then it's about him building an empire through the newspaper industry and whatnot, and monopolizing and blah blah blah, stepping on other people's toes, and built this big house for this girl who really didn't want to be with him, and he became a recluse. And Rosebud was the thing he whispered, and no one knew what it meant, and they were liquidating all of his assets. And when they did so, they threw in one of his sleighs from when he was just a child, his sleigh that he would use on the fresh snow. And Rosebud was the thing he said, because it was his last true happy memory, unadulterated, untainted by the world. Being able to go and just ride his sleigh on snow. Rosebud was the name of the sleigh, and they just threw it away and trashed it, and they don't know why he said that. So I'm gonna go with Rosebud. I was wrong. I was incredibly wrong, and I should feel awful about my decisions. Gotta steal new clothes fast, but I'm a treasure hunter. Let's see. The D-pad on this, though, is also a little bit off, but that's fine. I'll fix that later. I'll do some soldering and make it perfect for me. Yeah, just a tiny bit off. That's no biggie. Alright, where is that? Hey! Hey, guy I'm looking for. Where did I find you before? You had things and stuff that made you look important. Oh yeah, going down there, have to have the correct clothing, blah blah blah. So I need to go back to the item shop. Oh my god! Go up. This controller seriously is the shiznit. With that said, don't be surprised if me, a little bit drunk, I don't think I'd be able to work a whoopee cushion at this point right now. Just, hey Steven, sit down, and I would just like lie, stand, do anything but sit. These clothes are a little tight, but the price was right. Price is right. 102.5, the director. Alright, I want to progress with the story before I cut it off. Courage? Alright. Thank you, little kid who stopped mid-stance. I love that, just insinuating with the camera panning that there is movement underground that I should be aware of. I forgot. It can go both ways. It can go both ways. By the way, I've been watching the Stephen Colbert late night show with Stephen Colbert. They took over for David Letterman. Let me tell you, him having an hour show is so freaking epic, it's not even funny. And he's not a fake character, conservative pundit anymore. That, you know, is just a stereotype and a stereotype and a bigger than life, you know, exaggeration of a person. I can't remember the word for it. But now he's a real person doing his real jokes, and it works. Oh, music cut off. Shh. Thanks to our informer. Who informed? Oh, that guy upstairs. Mick fucking douchebags. He's the informer. I hope he dies. I can't remember if he's dead. I hope he's dead. This guy. Exactly. But you have a drafty thing behind your bed, so I'll forgive you. Hey, kid. Hey, other kid. Wind the clock, wind the clock. No, it's not just a jump rope rhyme. If someone says wind, fuck English! If someone says wind a clock, then I think I'm going to go wind a clock. Let's go do that. I also just overclocked my CPU for the first time.
Let's change clothes. And I'm getting good performance out of it. I've got a new cooler and heat seek for that sucker, and I might get some memory that I can overclock also. She's one of the Empire's generals. She's also being abused. See how graphic? You can't get away with that in today's games. This is what happens to traitors. I love her. Product of genetic engineering, battle-hardened Magitech knight with a spirit as pure as snow. She is by far one of my favorite characters of this whole ensemble. Oh, crap. Please say her name. Oh yeah, starts up there. Don't laugh just yet. That's sad. I'd hate to be in her shoes right now. I can go for days without sleep because I'm a liar. And no one can do that. Hey, where'd Locke go? Oh, you're just pole dancing. That's cool. How you got up there? Nobody knows. Go ahead and okay, we have to escape through there, I think. So let me go ahead and see what's going on with this lady. Name's Locke. I used to be General Celes. Common trader? Traders aren't all that common. You're good enough. He is a protector. Don't you get that he, every single time he gets the... He's trying to make up for something. He is the protector. He will never turn down protecting, especially a lady. Alright. Yeah, take that key. Zimbra to chlorofluorocarbons. Alright, some equipment changing again, so let me just go ahead and say I'm going to do that real quick again, so be right back. And that, my friends, is how you try your very best to cut out uninteresting things that happen, like changing gear and all that stuff that nobody really gives two shits about. So we got Locke, we have Celes. I don't know why I love the art behind her, but it only got better, especially with the re-releases. But hopefully if you're here, you want to see the original, which again, I'm so glad that we're not doing just remastering of Final Fantasy VII, but a remake to redo some of the things that were done wrong the first time. Because a remastering is nice and gives you some eye candy, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I will take an amazing storyline and with amazing plot twists, turns, character depth, and I will take a great score that just blows it out of the water when it comes to setting out atmosphere, and you give me worse than Minecraft style graphics to play the whole game in, I will like it 10 times better than anything else that can come out of any other sort. So anyway, no clock, it's ticking. It's ticking. It's not supposed to be ticking. PC load letter. Not taking. Wind the clock. Oh, that was it. Cool. Thanks. And by the way, the other way they hid things in this game was if you turned up your gamma on your TV, you could always see that there was the black wasn't as black some places, and it was because there was a hidden passage or a hidden hole, a hidey hole. Kind of like this thing going on. If the gamma were turned up, I'd be able to... Oh, I can encounter people. And by the way, like I said, if you notice, Celeste's level when she joined was the exact same level as Locke. So it is, I forgot, there's some characters that don't follow that standard, but it is exactly what I thought it was. Which is, if you do it early, then all of the pain and heartache that can come along with it just magically vanishes. Daddy's gonna have another sip of Daddy's water. I think this is about the end of it. Daddy's water kind of looks like piss right now, being watered down and all that jazz. But bottoms up. Whiskey on the rocks. You know what? I'm trying to steal from him. And I love her about to cast spell animation. You know, I've only thought about putting in one cheat, and that's the random encounter one, so that you guys don't have to sit through it. I'm not ending this yet, so one more second to screw around in my menu. I'm back once again. Let's keep going. Yeah, I'll speed up these fights. Isn't that so nice to have that ability? And I think from here on out, I'm going to actually, in every game that has any turn-based anything, I'm going to find a way to enable that ability to pass forward. I escape. That puss cake dog. That little bitch. Treasure! I'm not making insightful commentary simply because my mind is slowed down from drinking a little. Though I did go and get, you know, I usually do this at night. And so I've got my morning-night cycle thrown off, and especially with this softbox right above me. So one of the things I kind of have to rely on is the idea... Nope, nothing I can do there. One of the things for nights like this, what I have to rely on is something artificial to get my sleep started. So, two things happen when you start to go to sleep. One, your body temperature is usually higher and it starts to fall. Second, you've got diphenhydramine starting to accumulate in your body. You remind me of someone. means I'm not finished exploring this basement. Anyway, other than lowering your body temperature, which is a good way to start, and the medications I take, because I am actually an insomniac. If I don't take them, I'm probably not sleeping. I went out to CVS to go get some allergy meds because diphenhydramine is not created in your body when there's light being exposed directly to you, like from a monitor or a game or something like that. So it's been a while since, but I've had to, you know, get back used to, I don't want to say faking it, but alright, let's get out of here. I really just don't care about the rest of this shit in here. So convenient. Magic! Oh, it's magic! You know. Can use it on multiple people, but not in battle. I have to figure that one out. It's magic! You know. Isn't that so nice? And get out the back of it. Oh, wait. Gotta check. Anyone else around here? I swear there was always like a little kid or something in those woods, but he need to get her to Narsh. Grease monkey. And sleepy time. Alright, I'm going to try to get to Figaro and then Narsh, and then I'll cut it. If you can't tell, I just sped everything up by double time. What was that? I don't remember that. That's a boss. Gold Bear! I don't want to steal your shit. I want to steal Gold Bear shit. Gold Bond. X potion. Alright, you know what? I have changed my mind officially. So, it's been great to play. I'm loving every bit of this. I'm so glad I'm doing it. With all of that said, I'm going to cut it right here. I have enough things to kind of move the story along so you guys can see it. Plus, I'm a little drunk, so I don't know how much more I can play and keep it really coherent and actually give commentary that means something. So, I, again, in love with how they go about this, how they go about the soundtrack, how they go about getting new characters, splitting them up, making it so that one has to look over the other, vice versa. I'm glad that me remembering that, like, acquiring Celes would be, her level would be dependent on who she was with, which makes things a whole lot easier. I hate grinding, but there is a magic grotto here with a spring that gives you health forever, so you can just keep going back and forth for that. But that is beside the point. What is the point is that I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. I hope you guys are too. Remember, comment, subscribe. Tell me that I need to dye my chin hair blonde and then white so that my wife cannot fight it anymore. Look for other videos I've done. I don't have any annotations up or anything or not, but I'm doing Soma. I'm doing Five Nights at Freddy's. I've done I've done Unturned. We'll see about that one. I've done a few other ones. So, and my library is always expanding. So go ahead, go check it out. And lastly, if you have outro music thoughts for me, go ahead and send them my way. Otherwise, I'm going to be going with something else that I probably won't like as much. But I'm looking for outro and intro music stuffs. So, yeah, shoot that my way. Otherwise, I've had a great time playing. Comments, questions, concerns, put them in the comments below. And you have my permission to get uncomfortable. Because this is Darkness Jackson signing off. I am drunk.